This is Matt Donegan, Business Spotlight series. I'm here with Ed. Ed, tell me about your business.
Hi Matt. Our business, Smart IT Solutions, started around 10 years ago. We founded the company and we have bootstrapped the company from zero to hero at the moment. We started as a software development company, building a modern application within a legacy industry, which is energy industry. We built the application for as a field service management software that helped a lot of challenger energy suppliers like Octopus Energy, Cell Energy, Ecotricity, Rebel Energy, and a lot of other ones to kind of be able to install the smart meters with in line with the government's initiatives. And I think we have helped to install more than 2 million smart meters across the UK with that application.
Wow, that's a big achievement. That is a fantastic achievement. So you started in development and the business is now moving into what area?
So we have moved to IT because we have, through the software development, we have built a lot of applications for devices from Zebra and also Dell, and we have formed partnerships with them as an ISP. But at the moment, the biggest area that we're moving into, which we've moved 3 years ago actually into, is cloud computing. So we are partners with Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, and also AWS, which is the biggest one for us. So through the past few years, I would say we have managed to secure designations with AWS, which is public sector, select service partner, and also a qualified software partner with AWS.
Wow, okay. And what made you choose to move away from the IT development side into providing cloud solutions?
If I'm being honest, it's because there are a lot of benefits that cloud brings to businesses, especially within in terms of technology, being able to scale, being able to develop faster, and also being able to save costs. So there's a lot that happens when you migrate to cloud from traditional or on-premise, or if you modernize your applications for cloud, which is what we do. So we are still developing software, but we are now cloud native developers. So the pieces of software or applications that we develop are developed specifically to live on cloud, which is the same thing as we used to do before, but it's just a change in approach, basically.
Yeah, okay. And you've got a real heritage with the energy challenger brands. That's understood. Where is your market moving at the moment? Because there's only so many major or kind of, well, I would say medium-sized companies, but Octopus has kind of taken over the whole sector in some ways, in a good way. It's a good brand. Where are you migrating now? What's your focus? What's your business focus at the moment, sector-wise?
Yeah, our focus has been at the moment is on media and entertainment companies, which covers a lot of different businesses, including broadcasting, media, and also sports clubs. So we have also sponsored a football club, Hartford Town Football Club, and we are their technology partner. So we have managed to build them a application that allowed them to kind of generate new revenues from the technology, and also a lot of smaller media, online media uh, ventures that are trying to grow and also be compliant at the same time, and also not lose what they have. So there has been a lot of success stories in that area. The other area we're focused at is healthcare. So we have helped pharmacies and a lot of home cares to build solutions for them, which just streamlines their processes. And also within the energy industry, which we have been before, we have worked with renewable energy companies for EV chargers, solar panels, and air heat pump installations. After we have been successful with the smart meter installations. But the last one we are focused at is manufacturing, because we believe there is a lot of legacy systems within the manufacturing within UK that we could aim at modernizing and also moving to cloud to enable them to save costs as well as streamline their operations, which will give them some huge benefits.
Wow. Okay. You guys are going to be really busy. I mean, you're going after quite a few different sectors there. From an outsider's perspective, having some understanding about file management and software requirements, particularly in the media industry, where the file sizes are enormous, does that provide challenges in terms of what your team can do? Do you have to staff up if you have to deploy a new system? Can you do that quite quickly? Because if you're managing that amount of media, that volumes of file storage is enormous and critical. So how can you scale something up really quickly? Have you got the team in place to do that?
Yes, of course. I mean, it's not just us. So one of the key benefits of us being partners with cloud vendors is that when you partner with cloud vendors, the partnership gives you benefits in terms of technical and also enablements that will give you opportunities that wouldn't exist within your team or even our team. So partnering with AWS, it allows us to give those incentives to our clients. But specifically talking about your question, I mean, yes, the beauty of cloud is that you can do a lot of things that you couldn't do traditionally. And one of them is speed of what you can transfer from outside world into cloud and also between different environments within the cloud. The other benefits are compliance and also security. So every cloud project that we start, it goes through, especially with AWS, it goes through well-architected framework review. So with a well-architected framework review, AWS has some pillars. So there are a lot of things that come out of the box within cloud. So security, resilience, reliability. There are a lot of things that you have within cloud, and you have to make sure that every project that you're carrying out and moving to cloud goes through that. And that's where the AWS and other cloud vendors like Google and Microsoft Azure come in to help you do that.
Okay. So you've been doing this a long time. I mean, if you're working with the businesses that you're working with, I mean, you're working with big players in the market, deploying a huge amount of technical resource into different marketplaces. What's been the biggest challenges? What's your big challenge at the moment?
I think one of the biggest challenges we have faced in the recent years has been the amount of resilience that there is in terms of adapting these new technologies for a lot of companies. And that comes from obviously understanding that not knowing what they don't know. So this is where we try to kind of communicate to businesses that as a partner and a strategic consultant partner with cloud, what we can do for you is we can bring you in, we can talk about what you have at the moment, but we can also put an analysis, we can review your infrastructure, we can review your applications without any cost. There's a lot that people don't know. So with especially with AWS and our partnership, as partners, we can offer them a lot of services like the review that I spoke about earlier, free of charge, but they don't know that it's free of charge. They think if they start a conversation, that's going to cost them money, but it doesn't. And it can help them. So one of the challenges has been the resilience into moving into cloud, especially where people have been maintaining a large set of legacy systems or applications.
Yeah.
For example, as I mentioned, manufacturing, their biggest worry is if this is going to affect their BAU. Which it doesn't have to. I understand when I talk to clients, a lot of them are concerned about this. And that has been the biggest challenge for us to be able to kind of communicate that it doesn't have to be risky. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to break the bank as well. So there's a lot of things that they need to understand in order for us to overcome those challenges, which is what we are trying to do.
Okay. And I guess there's benefits to moving to a cloud system in terms of being able to flex up and down at times. I suppose if you're a media business, for instance, and you're looking at file storage, then file storage in media companies is got to be rapid access if they're editing. They might be working on large scale projects, which after a certain amount of time, they'll probably park those assets or store them somewhere else, so they're not pulling them down all the time. in terms of the flexibility that you offer, are you building for flexibility when you're presenting clients with these solutions, or are you building for the kind of worst case scenario? How do you take it? How do you construct it for them?
I mean, as you mentioned, I mean, storage for media companies is one of the biggest kind of elements of what they do. There are a lot of success stories that people don't know about. For example, BBC has managed to move 100 years of their history into AWS, one of their services, because that's more secure, that's more resilient, and it allows them to use different kind of storages to reduce the cost. For example, one of the benefits of cloud, if you're storing media on a traditional kind of hard drive or a server, you have to pay the cost anyways. But within cloud, you have different tiers of storage, which some of them cost for some of them, the cost is very low because you don't access that data regularly. It's kind of a different archive tier. So it helps, yes, of course. And we do kind of do the, as I said, we do the analysis on what type of data you have, how often do you access these files, what are the retention periods in terms of compliance and also regulations and everything. I mean, it is complex for us to do that analysis, but for the client, the end result is that they get something that's compliant, resilient, as well as optimizing the cost of what they do traditionally on premise.
Yeah. Okay. So look, we've talked about the solutions that you provide. In terms of your business and how it's moving forward, are you on track for your growth goals at the moment?
Yes, so as I said before, we have kind of managed to grow from a software company into IT industry, which is IT services and support. So we became an end-to-end IT support company, and we're now moving to cloud. A few years ago, we have, as I said, we have managed to kind of get the designations we needed. We have certified ourselves in terms of ISO certifications, 9001, 27001. And the reason behind that is we're moving into public sector as well. So we're going to help public sector get a piece of cloud as well and the services that we can offer.
Okay. So lots of growth, new sectors, lots of new prospects to speak to. That type of growth in itself is a challenge. Is your growth giving you challenges inside the business?
100%. I mean, you can't grow without the pain, and the pain at the moment is as I said, there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of financial burdens for customers to think that cloud is kind of a luxury to have, not rather than all development into cloud is a luxury, other than just maintaining their costs. But also the size of the market. The size of the market is big. But there are a lot of competitors in the market, and that doesn't necessarily mean anything bad because most of us do something unique, and for us, we have a sweet spot and a superpower, which is the background we have in software development that has transitioned into it, which gives us a lot of lot of leverage. But the other challenge we have is in terms of being able to market your products and services. That is one thing I have found very challenging because at the moment, what I really believe in, which I didn't believe in before, is relationship selling. So building those relationships is not something easy. And I mean, people don't have either time or you need to kind of invest a lot of your own time as a leader of the pack. I have to make sure that I go to a lot of events, I talk to a lot of people, I build those relationships to be able to kind of understand their pain points and bring and kind of talk about the solutions for their problems.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that's understood. So challenges in bringing through the sales cycle, winning new customers. So building that know, like, and trust. Obviously, that's key in the whole sales cycle. So, okay, can I ask you just what made you start in the business? What made you start the business? Full stop. What was your drive? What was your motivation?
I mean, I've been in IT forever, so 25 years in IT. I've always been into computers. I've had I was telling some of my colleagues that my employees that I had a modem that worked with a 14K kilobyte kilobits per second, which is something that they haven't seen. But uh, I mean, for me, it was more around finding out what I'm best at and what I do good, which is innovation and building things. So I'm a creator. I would like to build things, innovate, but within the technology space.
Right.
But every job I have worked with, starting in the industry, that kind of limited me to what they wanted to build, other than my own ideas and my own products. So innovation was behind it, and it has always been. Innovation, being able to innovate, is something that I want to do every day. So I might come in today and ask the team to look at something, do a research on something that we haven't been doing till yesterday. Uh,
Okay.
because I love to do that. I mean, I love to get technology to help people,
Yeah.
and that's been my drive.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's supposed to do. Sometimes I think we all hit roadblocks where we think this isn't supposed to be working like that. So,
Definitely, definitely, and it's one of this is one of the things I've learned the hard way, but it has also helped me help clients in that space, because one thing you need to be really good at when you're working in technology is also understanding businesses, and it's also being able to analyze businesses really good. So putting yourself in the shoes of the clients is one thing that I know it's cliche, but it really needs to happen. You need to have that business mindset to be able to deliver even technology to a business. Same as anything else, like marketing, coaching, everything. Help. You need to understand their business very well, and that's what I've been doing. I mean, I've been trying to master the business side as well, to be able to deliver products and services that doesn't, as I said, doesn't um, bring more pains, and this solves more solutions. Yeah.
so let's talk about the pain. So let's talk about the solutions as well. If you went back to when you first started the business, what was the biggest lesson that you learned through the last 20 years? Or from any time when you were running the business, what's the one thing what's the biggest lesson that your biggest takeaway?
I mean, my biggest takeaway would be financials are really important. Doesn't matter how good your products are, how amazing your services are, and what you're doing. Financials are always important. Something that, because of my technology background, I didn't understand that much. But you need to know that what drives a business in the first place is money,
Yeah.
and to be very, I mean, as I said, understand a lot of things to be able to drive a business to success.
Yeah.
Because without finances, you can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So knowing your numbers, that's critical, absolutely critical. And you're absolutely right. There's no point in being a business if you don't understand your numbers. You can learn how to understand your numbers, but it's a pretty important place to start.
It's the other thing, I'm a big advocate of learning and development. I mean, learning and development has been the other lesson that I've learned. It doesn't matter how good you are at what you do, especially in technology. You need to be updating yourself every minute, not every day now. It's every minute now. You need to be reading a lot. You need to be developing yourself, also promoting your team and pushing your team to learn and develop themselves as well.
So, Ed, are you suggesting that we keep on updating our own operating system?
Depends. This is one of the, again, it's a cliche for a software developer or an IT firm say it really depends, but it really depends on what you're doing. What is the purpose of that change? So I've been an IT auditor for Royal Bank of Scotland as well, for 5 years. And that has helped me a lot to understand risk and assessing things properly. For me, it's to understand what risk will it bring first. So if it's a risky move, I wouldn't do it. I need to weigh the benefits and the risks together to be able to tell you yes or no. But I would suggest, if there's a new technology out there, I will test it first, and I will let you know if it's
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'll come and find out from you then. Listen, Ed, it's been a real pleasure speaking to you today. I really want to keep in contact, find out how the business is developing. I'm really keen to find out how you are going to start working with the media companies as well, or more of them, I should say, because obviously you're working on with a number of them now. Um, I'd love to keep in contact. I really want to find out. I want to see how your business journey is going to continue. You've got a smile on your face. You're obviously enjoying running your business. So, and that's what it should be about, right? So, thank you so much for your time today. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the interview, and hopefully we'll keep in touch and talk about more successes together.
We will indeed. Thanks, Ed. Bye bye.
Bye bye.